right now on the Red Carpet.
But I've been looking for this all my life.
We're taking you to the premiere of Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny.
That's why I wanted to make one more movie.
What Harrison Ford told us about his final Indy film.
A final triumph.
Interviews with new cast members, familiar franchise favorites, and a young scene stealer.
Indy is back, guys. He's back.
Also, a huge surprise inside the premiere. Test your Indiana Jones trivia knowledge and a heartwarming red carpet reunion.
Every time I see him, how can I not be excited?
Dr. Jones.
Indy!
Give him hell, Indiana Jones!
Saddle up! On the Red Carpet presents Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny starts now.
Hello and welcome to Hollywood. We're on the red carpet at the premiere of Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, a big summer blockbuster starring Harrison Ford in his final appearance as our favorite archaeologist, Indiana Jones. The film is only in theaters June 30th.
I don't believe in magic. But a few times in my life, I've seen things.
In Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, Indy is ready to retire when something from his past calls him back into action.
Dad told me you found something on a train during the war.
At the premiere, Harrison Ford pointed out the line of fans along Hollywood Boulevard and told me they were the reason he came back for one last ride.
I'm anxious to please these people that are standing behind us. You count, she counts, everybody counts. But those are the people we're making the movie for.
I said when I left the theater that I felt complete, that I'd watched all of these films over time, and when I left, I didn't have any more questions. I liked how it goes for me.
That makes me very happy. That's why I wanted to make one more movie.
But I've been looking for this all my life.
He's an old-fashioned, in the best sense of the word, movie star. He's a great actor. And first and foremost, you know, he's there from dawn till dusk, first shot to last, busting his hump, trying to figure it out, how we can make the scene better at every point through the day. How can you not love him?
You've taken your chances, made your mistakes, and now a final triumph.
You have a lot of things on your resume, but why don't we just add action star to it now? Are you ready for that? More of that?
I loved that aspect of this filmmaking so much.
This was a great moment at the premiere. Harrison Ford reuniting with his Temple of Doom co-star Ke Huy Quan. And in the tradition of Quan's character, Short Round, this new indie film features another young sidekick.
I feel so excited, and I'm so glad for people to finally watch it. Indy is back, guys. He's back.
Joining us now is Karen Allen, who we've known, well, since the beginning of this franchise. It's so lovely to see you here at this premiere. What do you think fans are going to say about how this all wraps up?
Gosh, that's not something I particularly would know how to predict, but I hope they really, really enjoy it. I mean, I think that James Mangold and Harrison and Phoebe, and they did such a beautiful, beautiful job with this story, and I hope they just enjoy the ride.
Can you tell me why this character has meant so much to you now for over 40 years?
From the moment I read the script and the moment that I auditioned for it, which was with the scene in the bar, I thought this is a fantastic introduction to a character. Just the way we meet Marion, she's drinking a man under the table, and she's running a bar in Nepal, and who doesn't want to play a woman like that?
Another franchise favorite who's been there since the beginning is John Rhys Davies, whose character Sala is back for Dial of Destiny.
Give him hell, Indiana Jones!
It's become part of cultural continuity, if you like, cultural history, and it's wonderful.
As I mentioned, Ke Huy Quan attended the premiere along with another Temple of Doom co-star, Raj Singh, who played the young Maharaja. Quan, who can be seen now in American-Born Chinese on Disney Plus, won an Oscar this year, and it was his old friend Harrison Ford who presented his film Everything Everywhere All at Once with the Best Picture trophy.
Well, every time I see him, how can I not be excited? I can't help myself put my arms around him and give him a big hug. 39 years ago, we premiered Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom right next door at the Mann Chinese Theater. And to be here tonight with my Indy family, is just incredible.
After our red carpet interviews, the stars all went inside Hollywood's Dolby Theater, where George Lucas, Steven Spielberg, and others took the stage. And Spielberg delivered a huge surprise to the audience that we were allowed to film. And we'll have that for you coming up. For Harrison Ford, putting that Indiana Jones hat back on one more time was a labor of love. I recently sat down with Harrison for an in-depth conversation, along with the film's director, James Mangold. Harrison, I'll begin with you. So, I'm a kid. I go to see Raiders of the Lost Ark at a drive-in way back when. I want you to tell me what you'd like those fans who've been there since the very beginning to know about the ending.
They're 40 years older.
I don't admit to being that old.
And so is he.
But so is Indy.
Right.
And if we'd continued to make the same movie a fifth time, I'm not saying that we made the same movie 4 times. I think what we did was bring in new aspects of character,
each time,
other characters to help illustrate or elucidate his relationship to other characters. We've created interesting stories, but what I was always anxious for was a closer. I knew that this is the last movie. I'm not going to run, jump, and fall down anymore.
You're not?
No. No.
Because I wanted to do that.
Yeah. But, so I wanted this to be about what was clear and apparent, age. I wanted it to be about what age had, what these years had meant to Indiana Jones. I wanted to wear them and to see that he was diminished in his physical capacity and capabilities, but that he did, but the spark was still there. The energy was still there, but he's a different person in a different world, in a different time.
But what you do for us really quick is we're 2 minutes into the movie and we know we are in for another grand adventure.
Well, I wanted to say something very strong at the beginning. For all the things that Harrison just discussed and where I knew we were taking the audience, I wanted them to know that we were capable and ready and able to leap into action. But that after giving them a blast of that up front, we were going to take you on a character journey as well. And Indy was going to climb his way back to that kind of engagement after being disillusioned. And one of the real things that's important for me, for people to understand about the movie is it's out of love that we want to know this character in his golden years as well. It's out of love that we're not pretending he's someone else, but understanding him in all his times. And that was our goal.
Things are not as simple as they used to be. And so I think we're dealing with a lot of bags we packed earlier on, but we haven't shown what's in them fully yet. The introduction of the complication in his marriage and his family is something that puts it creates an aspect of his personality which we haven't seen before. I want to see all of Indiana Jones before I put him to bed.
Up next,
I am excited.
if you thought the new young star of Indiana Jones was excited at the premiere, wait till you see him with Phoebe Waller-Bridge and George Pinocchio.
All this electricity is powered by him right now, by the way. We don't need any.
Also ahead, a new clip of Harrison Ford and Phoebe Waller-Bridge in action. Plus, we'll hear from the villains' Indy faces in the new movie. But first, some Indiana Jones trivia. Do you remember Indiana Jones's real first name? Think about it. We'll have the answer when we come back. Before the break, we asked you what Indiana Jones's real first name is. The answer is Henry, as his father, played by Sean Connery, explained in The Last Crusade.
Henry Jones Jr.
Like Indiana.
We named the dog Indiana.
Indiana Jones and The Last Crusade and the other previous Indy films are all streaming now on Disney+.
Making her debut in the Indiana Jones franchise is multiple Emmy winner Phoebe Waller-Bridge, who plays Indy's goddaughter in the movie. And she has a young sidekick in the film who may be more excited than anyone at this premiere.
Yeah, I feel excited and I feel like I'm in a dream right now. And it's amazing. I'm living the American dream and I just want to thank my mom.
Eton Isidore was floating on air at the premiere, and he brought that same energy to our interview earlier in the week.
I am excited. It's been 2 years and I'm still excited. And I think I can't stop being excited. I'm sorry.
All this electricity is powered by him right now, by the way. We don't need any.
Sorry.
So what was it like working alongside this young man?
Oh my God, the best! You know, everyone was so infected by Etan's amazing energy from day one. And day one, but there's also, day 80, and everyone's exhausted, and the crew would be like, "We just need Etan back on set," and everyone would just be like, "Yeah!" again.
I know James is always full of energy and excitement and likes to push the envelope a little bit. Did you help push the envelope along with the director?
It's so good to play people who are willfully slightly outside of society, and that they are. That even though they're kind of like vagabonds and scoundrels, they actually do have a real loyalty to each other and care deeply about each other. But there's just so much fun and mischief in playing.
But we also see Indiana Jones in a new period of time, during the 60s, during the space race, and people don't really care about archaeology anymore in this period of time.
Yeah.
And I think it's a really interesting way to go back to this character who's been waiting to go back to adventure for so long.
Coming up.
Okay, one last thing.
Steven Spielberg delivers a huge surprise inside the Dial of Destiny premiere. Plus, Indiana Jones still packs a punch.
Are you still a Nazi?
Indiana Jones is battling Nazis again. I'm Alicia Vitarelli. I'll talk with the stars who play the villains in Dial of Destiny.
But first, more Indiana Jones trivia. Before Harrison Ford, another actor was originally cast to play Indiana Jones, but had to back out. Do you know who it was? We'll have the answer next. It's hard to imagine anyone but Harrison Ford as Indiana Jones. But Harrison wasn't the first choice to play Indy in Raiders of the Lost Ark. Steven Spielberg and George Lucas originally wanted Tom Selleck, but Selleck had to bow out because he'd just done a pilot for Magnum P.I., which got greenlit to be a series. Harrison Ford, who of course Lucas worked with on Star Wars and American Graffiti, was brought in, and the rest is Hollywood history.
Indiana Jones is one of the great movie heroes of all time, in part, of course, because he's faced some memorable villains over the years. And there are some formidable adversaries in Dial of Destiny for Indy as well. Our Alicia Vitarelli has more.
George, this certainly isn't Indiana Jones' first bout with Nazis. The last time was during a quest for the Holy Grail in 1989's Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. He also faced them in Raiders of the Lost Ark in a race to recover the Ark of the Covenant. This time, an ex-Nazi scientist is seeking an artifact that would send him back in time to fix what he calls Hitler's mistakes.
Dr. Jones, get him.
Hannah
Hannibals Mads Mikkelsen is Jürgen Voller, a former Third Reich scientist turned NASA official looking to rewrite history.
Hitler made mistakes, and with this, I will correct them all.
To get that powerful ancient artifact, he has to get past Indiana Jones.
We don't have to take him down. If you would just please get out of the way and make it easier, you know.
Mikkelsen says playing a Nazi was a twisted study of psychology.
Yeah, they're the good guys. Obviously, they see themselves like that, and so that's the way we approach doing Nazis.
His right-hand man is Klauber. Boyd Holbrook describes him as a nefarious and crazy neo-Nazi.
Tell me about the action scenes for the two of you. I mean, this is like kind of next level.
Well, yeah, it has that feeling like it's from start to finish, it's just screaming the whole time.
Shawnette Renee Wilson is Mason, an undercover government agent working for the CIA. She's also hot on Indy's trail.
A lot of inspiration from Pam Grier for me, Foxy Brown and Cleopatra, Blaxploitation, and then I got to wield a gun. I think that's always fun. You get to show some real power with the revolver.
And while they're all Indy's adversaries on screen, these actors are super fans in real life.
It inspired a little Shawnette to want to be archaeologists. I want to go on explorations and discovery. I think it was also such a wonderful introduction to American cinema, as a young immigrant girl.
You gotta, approach the elephant in the room of what kind of movie this is to everybody and how long this has been going on. But at a certain point, you've got to put your fanboy hat off and get to work.
Now, here's an extended clip from Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny.
Under the moon, life lies at her feet. Water displacement.
Get in the pool!
What? Help me open the door!
Well, they didn't get out the doors. Get in the pool!
Okay, I'm getting in the pool.
Help me!
Archimedes
was fascinated by water displacement!
Welcome to the premiere of Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny!
Now to that incredible moment inside the premiere. Audience members treated to a huge surprise. The director of the first 4 Indiana Jones films, Steven Spielberg, given the microphone.
Okay, one last thing. There are 3 indispensable people without whom none of us would be here tonight, and that starts with the person who created Indiana Jones, George Lucas. The person who is Indiana Jones, Harrison Ford. And the person who is the glue to all 5 of these films that gave us all of our rhythm and all of our melody, the great maestro, John Williams.
And with that, the film screen rose, revealing the 91-year-old multi-Oscar winning composer, John Williams, joined on stage by a 100-piece orchestra to play one of the greatest movie themes of all time.
Still ahead. What Harrison Ford said on the red carpet that really surprised George Pinocchio. Plus, move over, Indy.
Wish me luck.
George is taking a ride on Disneyland's Indiana Jones Adventure. Want to hear from the stars at more movie premieres? Follow On the Red Carpet on YouTube and your other favorite social sites.
There's one more moment from the Indiana Jones premiere I have to share. Indiana Jones himself, Harrison Ford, gave me a huge personal thrill when he spotted me on the red carpet.
You're a legend. You're everywhere.
I like
You've been
hearing
doing this for like 43 years, right?
Maybe so.
Yeah. Yeah. You an icon.
Thanks, Harrison. You're the icon. You can embark on your own adventure with Indiana Jones at the Disneyland Resort. Here we go. I was just there, and I had to experience Indiana Jones' adventure myself, where you can follow Indy's footsteps into the mysterious Temple of the Forbidden Eye. Just make sure you watch out for booby traps, giant boulders, and of course, snakes. Why did it have to be snakes? You'll find Indiana Jones' adventure in Adventureland at Disneyland Park. You can also go on a culinary adventure with Indy at Disney Parks with special limited-time food and beverage options inspired by Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. And Lucasfilm is celebrating the new Indiana Jones movie and the entire history of the Indiana Jones franchise with all sorts of products available at Disney Parks and at shopdisney.com. You'll find a wide variety of toys and collectibles from Lego, Funko, and more, plus apparel and accessories inspired by Indy's iconic costume. Indiana Jones is one of several big summer movies from the Walt Disney Company. Disney Pixar's Elemental is already in theaters, and come July, get ready for one spine-tingling good time.
This mansion is unhinged.
These ghosts definitely don't want to leave.
Death lurks around every corner.
Haunted Mansion, based on the classic Disney Parks attraction, features an all-star cast of spiritual advisors who team up to help a mother and her son deal with some unwanted supernatural squatters in their new home. The spooky fun begins only in theaters July 28th. But first, it's Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny in theaters June 30th. It's rated PG-13. Thanks for joining us for this special Indiana Jones edition of On the Red Carpet. For more entertainment news, follow us on social media, and we'll see you next time on the Red Carpet.
Want more entertainment news? Follow On the Red Carpet on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube.